Beautiful. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on to Conversations.
Sure.
What I started this, let's let you give you a background. I started doing this because I like interviewing people, and I think just people are interesting in general, and everybody has an interesting backstory. Um and I saw that you do comedy and stuff, so on Facebook, like you get in algorithms,
Right.
and I'm doing another podcast or something totally different, but I'll look for people and it's like either actors or comedians that pop up. And so I'll just look through people's profiles. And so I thought yours was pretty interesting. Just, from what you already put. Um, and then your show's interesting. I like it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's Well, you say it's. Yeah, you talking about the Coffee the Dog show or the Sunday show with the Reverend Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Oh, I'm talking about the show you do with the other comedians.
Oh, okay. Coffee with the Dog.
Yeah.
The one that we do in the morning, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11:30.
Nice. You like that, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing it for. Uh, to be honest, I don't keep track. Uh,
That long. Nice.
I'm told I've been doing that show with him for 3 years. Now he's been doing it a lot longer. He's got over Matt. I'm saying Matt Napo, the Mind Dog. I think he's got like 4,000 episodes or something like that combined between all
Holy
the
shit.
shows. Yeah, it's maybe even be more than that because this show, the one that I'm on, we just reached 1,000. So I think we're at like 1,020 shows at this point.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that's just like I said, that's just the morning show, and then he has the evening show, and he had another show before that. He was running 3 shows at once, so it's in the thousands how many shows he's been doing. So.
That's wild. Well, so where are you from?
I'm in Maryland. I'm in Westminster, Maryland. Uh, I just north of Baltimore. If I say to people Westminster, they don't
Right.
nobody unless you're from around here, you don't know around here.
Right.
So.
And so like what were you doing before comedy and for what you were doing now? What were you doing?
Well, let's see. I've been doing comedy for 11 years. Before that, I mean, as far as entertainment goes, in the 80s and 90s, I played in a band.
Nice.
And I guess that's where I got a lot of my stage presence from before I started doing comedy. I play a couple instruments. I'm not great at it, but I play a few instruments. And we did that. Let's see, in the 80s and in the 90s. I have a CD somewhere. Forgive me while I do this.
No worries.
Yeah, I have a CD from the 90s. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but again, it didn't sell a lot. Didn't sell any. No, it's not any. I think
Right.
300. I think 300 worldwide. But that's not why I did it.
Wow.
That's not why I did it. I did it because it's like anything else. I think most people want to be remembered for something,
Right.
and I was a musician. I was a songwriter, and I just wanted a record of it. I just wanted a record, something to say I was here. Otherwise, there was no proof that I ever played anywhere.
Right.
Those bars are all. I'm in my 60s. Those bars I used to play are all gone. No. So that I did a little time as a male dancer. Well, I couldn't be a female dancer, so male dancer, a stripper, and I
Wow.
did a little time as a minister. So I've done a little bit of everything. But
That's
all of
wild.
that is entertainment. being a dancer, that's entertainment. Being a
Yeah.
minister, that's entertainment. So
Right.
being a comedian, well, I call myself, I'm a humorist actually. I'm more of a humorist than a comedian. And so not more of, I am a humorist and not a comedian.
Yeah.
But it's all entertainment. It's
Right.
all presentation and keeping people's attention. So I've been keeping people's attention for a long time. So
Nice.
Yeah. Um,
That's wild. How did you get into ministering?
I was in my 20s. I had a lot of questions, not a lot of answers. And I think, oh God, okay, I know what happened. I remember I was in my 20s and there was one weekend when my body stopped digesting food, most food. It was just getting sick. It was just sitting in my stomach and I throw it up. And it was
Wow.
almost everything I ate. It was steak. Because matter of fact, first it was a steak. It was like Friday night we had steak and I didn't digest it. I just got a fever and I threw it up. And then the next night we had pork chops. And I was still living at home with my mother at the time. And my mother says, "It must be your stomach. Ain't nothing wrong with my food, boy. My food is good.
Right.
It's your stomach." And so the next day I was throwing up pork chops and eggs and peanut butter. I couldn't eat anything. And so I went to the doctor and I told the doctor, it's like, I can't keep anything down. And the doctor, now that wasn't exactly true. I think I could eat cereal, but I couldn't do, eggs and stuff like that, complicated stuff. But I could eat simple stuff like noodles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I told him, I said, I can't eat. I said, steak, pork chops. He goes, well, I'd stop eating it if I were you. That's what the doctor said. So, after a while, a friend of mine suggested, look, my mom uses a psychic. Why don't you just talk to her psychic, see what she says? At the point, I got nothing to lose, besides weight, because I wasn't eating anything.
Right.
So other than weight, I had nothing to lose. So I went and we had talked, and she was pretty on point about a lot of stuff. And then she had recommended that I look into this school, study to be a minister. Well, I wasn't studying to be a minister. I was just going to school to get answers. But if you're there long enough, 4.5 years, you wind up being a minister. And I was there for 4.5 years. If I stopped at 4 years, I wouldn't have been a minister. The last half of the year, the last semester is ordination, and all the things it takes to be a minister, that kind of stuff. So it all started with stomach problems. So, and I was just looking for answers. Yeah, I was just looking for answers why I couldn't do anything, why I couldn't, digest the food that I was eating just a week before. Right. And to this day, I can't eat steak or pork chops.
That's probably good. That's probably a good thing, the way things are now with the quality of food and.
Yeah. So like I said, to this day, I had no beef, no pork.
That's good.
Yeah.
I can't do, I ate we went on vacation, and literally, the morning we were leaving, I got up at like 3, because I shit myself. And I'm saying this because I did that like every 20 minutes. And it's because we ate a bunch of we ate out a lot. So my body was like, no, hell no. And it's, I'm in my 50s. So like my body reacts to like everything now. And, it will tell me like, this is garbage, stop eating this. And, I don't like this. So I get it. And I ate a lot of red meat because, it's hamburgers and garbage.
Right.
So yeah, I feel you, man. And, like I said, it's probably better anyway. You can get like plant-based food now that's like, it's not perfect, but it's, it's tolerable and you won't get sick and won't feel gross. And
Yeah. So but that's why I started. That's why I was at a minister and stopped because um the woman I was living with at the time says, I don't want to be married to a minister. Too much pressure.
oh wow, yeah, that
No.
is. It's a
Yeah.
whole career,
Yeah. So I said, okay, fine, I'll stop. I mean, it's not like I had a calling or anything like that. I just kept going to school and I had, got ordained, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I said, I want to be a minister. It's like, no, I just wanted answers. That's all
At
I
least
wanted was
you're
answers.
honest. You never hear the when people pursue that, like you never hear the that. You always hear like, I got a calling and I felt that, I had to pursue and, serve the Lord and all that. And but I respect what you're saying, because I mean that's pretty honest and genuine. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's funny because when you're studying something, when you doesn't matter what it is when you're studying it, doesn't matter. You can pick anything you want. If you go deep down, you start seeing things that you did not think were there when you're looking at it from the outside. I mean,
Mhm.
what are you a comedian? What do you do? What do you do?
I No, I'm just a guy. I write stuff and like kind of write stuff, and I just entertaining. I like entertaining people, so entertainer, I guess.
Okay, so if like I said, doesn't matter if it's religion, doesn't matter if it's comedy. I'm gonna plug it. I have a podcast called What Makes Us Laugh,
Right.
and it's plugged as being a serious look at comedy.
Nice.
But what if you look at anything long enough, you start to see the cracks in it. I mean, like before I began practicing the art of comedy, the business, psychology, and everything, it was just I was watching people that I liked on television, and I go, that looks good, that looks interesting, that's funny, or that's funny, that's funny, that's funny, and you don't get to see all the work that goes into it, and all
Right.
the nastiness and the backstabbing and all that stuff behind the scenes, and
Right.
until you do it, and once you do it, then it's like, whoa, so this is what comedy is like. Damn,
Yeah.
it looks a lot more fun when you're just sitting in the audience and watching.
Right.
But when you have to do it, when you have to do the writing, uh, like I don't know if you watched the show that I sent you a link for, um, but like I don't know how long I haven't watched it yet. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
watched it. I posted it, but I haven't watched it. Um, because I thought if I watch it first, I might edit it or something.
Right.
So I figured I would just put it out there just like it is, and then
Yeah.
I'll look at it later and maybe use some clips for promotion or something like that. But uh, the amount of work that goes into a show is just ridiculous. The writing, the rehearsing, the practicing, the open mics, and then dealing with bookers and agents, and well, I don't have any agents, but dealing with bookers and other
Yeah.
comedians and stuff. It's not pretty. It's really not pretty. And it's the same thing with being a minister. When I was, you learn things when you learn the history about how the Bible is put together, you go like, I can't believe in this shit anyway. So
Yeah.
uh, it's and so it's at a point where, okay, is your faith as a human being based on what's in that book, or is it based on what's in your heart? And if
Right.
it's based on what's in your heart, then then that book doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's just somebody else's thoughts.
Right.
It's not like God actually wrote it and gave it to us. Like, no,
Right.
no, it's like a bunch of people got together and said, this is what we think God sounds like, and this is what
Right.
we think God should be. So,
Right.
like I said, I
Exactly.
don't. Yeah, so I'm not invested in that, and I look at everything the same, just like that in life. It doesn't matter if you get down in the weeds. If you get down in the weeds, you're going to learn some really ugly things, even about our own folks, our own parents. You know, especially once you become a parent. You know, I don't know if you have kids, but once you raise kids and you look at how your parents raised you,
Right.
it's like I say, it gets kind of ugly. It's so
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you say that. Like, it it does get ugly, and it just becomes like a wake up call. And you learn from your parents, and it's not just ugly, or like you learn like the reasons your parents did things the way they did,
yeah,
and and so it's just yeah, you're right. It is in your heart, and I was gonna add, like, you know um these are things that, like, you have to do from the heart, and then you learn about it, and then it's like you make the decision, like, okay, do I want to do this? Because then you love it. So do I want to do this for real, or is this crap? Hey man, can you hold on a second?
sure,
I go to the bathroom real quick. The
sure,
coffee just hit me. Sorry.
no
I'm gonna put
problem.
this on hold real quick. All right. Thanks
All
for
right,
waiting.
sure.
But so how did you get into comedy?
Uh, my wife and I had moved to Florida from Maryland, and while we were down there, my wife learned about a comedy boot camp. I think she just didn't want me to. When we moved to Florida, I mean, she had a career. We moved down there for her career, and when I moved down, I didn't really have anything down there except for her. So, and so I think she wanted me to have a little bit more in my life. So, she signed me up for a comedy boot camp at a place called McCurdy's Comedy Theater in Venice. Well, actually, Sarasota, Sarasota, Florida. And I took the comedy boot camp class about a week. And after after we did the work, we did our graduation show, which was like about maybe 150, 200 people in the audience. When we were done, I thought I did okay, and I thought to myself, I think I can try to do this. I'm going to try to do this. And so I started writing a 90-minute show, like
Wow.
right there. I was like, that was it. But that was all I knew. I didn't know anything about the business of comedy. I just knew there were some comedians I liked. And at the time my favorite comedian was a guy named Christopher Titus.
Oh
Um,
wow. Yeah.
and as a matter of fact, just before I started doing comedy, I my wife uh, bought me tickets to see him in for my birthday. They were VIP
Oh.
tickets, so that afterwards I got the meet and greet. And afterwards, he and I we probably talked for about maybe 15 minutes.
Huh.
Because he just, the people went on, and then he was stuck around. And
Was
the
this
funny, yeah,
was this about the time he had his show, or before or after?
this was after he had his Fox show.
Okay.
This would have been 12 years ago, because I've been doing comedy for 11 years. So about 12 years ago. And when we were talking, he was laughing. He goes, "Man, you're hilarious. You're a comedian, right?" I said, "No, nope. This is just the way I talk. I just talk like this." And he goes, "You're really funny." And so that was it. I didn't think anything else of it. That was it. I didn't have my wife and I don't have any pictures of the moment,
Yeah.
because it was just one of those things. I didn't have my phone with me, and
Of course.
my wife didn't have her phone with her, and so there was some young ladies. They said they would take pictures for us, and they would email me the pictures, and they never emailed the pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have the first meeting with them, and so I started doing comedy, and then I've been doing comedy for like maybe a year, and I went to another one of his shows, and he recognized me. And so we started talking, and I said, I started doing comedy. So I've been doing it for like, I think that's maybe 6 months or something. So it was great. And he starts giving me advice, and it was like, he was giving me the kind of advice it was like such a shorthand that I probably would have had to learn over years.
Right.
And so it gave me like a kind of like a leg up. And so he shot a video for me. He did a little video for me. He says, next time in town, I want this guy to open for me.
Nice.
You know what that means in the comedy world?
Oh,
It
that's
means
huge.
shit.
Yeah.
No, it means nothing. I
Oh.
believe me, nothing. I was trying to use it. I was sending it out. You know, I have an endorsement from Christopher Titus, and it's like, so we don't know who the fuck you are. That's it.
Yeah.
So, and I never got a chance to open for him, and now I've been doing it long enough that I'd be willing to let him open for me. No,
Oh, nice.
I mean, that's just the way. Believe me, he's way much better than I am. And there are a lot of comedians that are much better than I am, but I'm still my favorite comedian because I talk about the things I want to. I would talk about the things I want to hear. So
Well,
I'm my favorite.
it's all
Right.
you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
You
but
have to. You have
he's
to
helped me
kind
a
of be
great
like.
deal.
I was gonna say you. I was gonna say sorry. I was gonna say you kind of have to be like the. I don't know if you ever heard of KRS-One, the MC.
Yeah. I have heard of them. Yeah.
So he's like his attitude is in this. You could kind of apply it like with hip hop, where you have to be your biggest hype man. Like
Yeah.
you have to like yourself, or what's the point of doing it?
Right.
And comedy is like probably one of the toughest art forms because it's just you. Like for stand up, it's just all about you and what comes out of your mouth or your brain, and so that's
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you don't do well, you know right away, and
Right.
there's nobody to rescue you. You
Right. You have to deal with it.
Yeah. When things are going great, it's a tremendous high. When it's not going so great, you want to be buried alive. So
Right. I did. I'm up here in Alaska. I'm in
Oh, okay.
Juneau.
What part?
I'm in Juneau.
Okay, I was there. Oh, it was 2 years ago now.
Nice.
Yeah.
But they did like open mics, and I was like, I initially, hold on, what's up? Oh, I initially did it because I was like, well, I don't play music anymore either, but I want to get comfortable in front of people, work crowds or whatever. So I did it once with my wife, and it was like, I don't know, how long did it last when I did the thing at the bar? Like 2 minutes. Yeah. So I go up there and I start, I went from for a political approach, and I started talking about my mom, and that like I failed instantly, and it was like these group of Australians were like, what happened? And so, but it's in it because everything went silent, and it's that whole point where like everybody's focused on you. And it's like you have to, it didn't bother me. Like I didn't get traumatized or anything, but it's like that feeling of like you have to be able to deal with that, or you're not gonna do it.
Yeah. I There was a young comedian. This is a few years ago. Well, first of all, he lied to us about his resume to get on the show. Well, I'm saying us, but I wasn't the one booking the show. I didn't produce the show. So he lied to the producer and
Impressive.
And so he gets up there and he has good material, but he has terrible stage presence. And he lost the audience. His body language lost him the audience.
Yeah.
And so at that point, then he starts he's got the microphone in his hand like this, but he's looking down at his feet, and he's his feet back and forth, while he's doing it, the rest of his 7 minutes, because he was opening for us. And so when he was done, I walked over to him and I said, "You've never been on stage before. You lied to us." I said, "You've never done a show before." He goes, "No, I've done an open mic." I said, "Don't lie to." I said, "Don't first of all, don't lie to get yourself on stage, because if you can't do the job, you have screwed yourself for the rest of your, you won't get to work with us again. I won't work with you again because you lied." Right. So, and then you got up there and the pressure hit and you caved. I said, and the sad thing is you have good material. You have the
Right.
kind of you have the kind of material that those four comics over there, they're going to be stealing your jokes. They're
Yeah.
going to be stealing your jokes because you did them so poorly. No one's going to remember
Right.
you told them. They're not
Right.
going to know that they stole them because you did such a bad job of selling them yourself.
Exactly.
So
You can't lie on this shit, man.
no, because the truth is going to come out. If you're not good
Right.
at what you do, it's going to show.
Yeah.
And there's no one up there to rescue you.
Yeah.
So open mics. Now I don't do a lot of open mics, mainly because as a humorist, I'm more of a storyteller,
Right.
and so I don't go there to test a joke. I don't have any jokes to test. I'm telling a story, and a
Right.
lot of open mics is like, we'll give you 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Really, my introduction to myself is 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
So no, don't thank y'all. I'm better off honing my skills at home. But there is an open mic I go to, give Ron a plug, Mr. Tongue Comedy, Mr. Tongue open mic in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He will give me like 10, 15 minutes, and I can get through 2 stories that way. I can get through 2, maybe even 3 stories, and work on real material, but most open mics you're like going 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And if you're a storyteller, you will ruin your style. I don't think everybody. A lot of people may not agree with me, but fuck them, they're wrong.
Right.
If you're a storyteller,
Kinda.
if you're
It
a
doesn't
storyteller,
matter.
right? If you're a storyteller and you're reduced to, they're trying to make you something that you're not. If you're a natural storyteller, I'm a natural storyteller.
Yeah.
So for me to be in a format where everything is set up punchline, set up punchline, set up punchline, no,
Yeah.
that's not how I work. It's
Your format's probably better like radio or podcasts where you get like an open environment to just do your thing. And
I think I am best within a theater setting.
okay, yeah. Same thing. I mean, like an environment where you're able to freely, you don't have a time constraint like you would doing stand up. You get the time to do it and then you do it.
Right. I have done, I think 5 90-minute shows. Most comedians don't do
Wow.
90-minute sets. I've done 5 90-minute sets. Now again, I'm not famous, so you're not going to go on Netflix and see them. You can go to my YouTube channel and see 3 of them. The other 2 I haven't finished editing because one of them I lost the footage. I lost.
Oh no.
It was 3 cameras, and I lost the footage to my 4K. That was going to be the 4K was going to be the main one, and the other 2 were high def cameras, and I was just going to use them for inserts, but transition shots, and I can't find it. So I've been looking high and low. So I still want to edit it. It's just not going to be in 4K.
Oh,
and the other one, I'm trying to think why I haven't edited it. I don't remember why, but I'm going to work on editing them. So I have like 5 90-minute shows that I've done, but there's not a lot of comedians that do 90-minute sets.
No, I mean, unless you're like big time.
Right. And that's why, again, I belong in more like a theater, because what I'm doing is more like a one-man show. I mean, I can do the half-an-hour sets. I can do the 1 hour sets. I can work with other comedians. And when I get a chance, I will. When I get a chance, I do.
Yeah.
But what I like best is the 90-minute show. Even though I'm terrified of being on stage.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, there, who was it? So like Slash, I guess, of Guns N' Roses, to this day, he gets stage fright before he goes on. He throws up and then he goes on and plays. And the initial first part is the toughest, and then you get into it and you get your rhythm, and then you find it.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, as long as you're in the groove, you're okay. But if something happens to take you out of the groove and you have to find your way back,
you're fucked.
It's rough. Like I said, I've played in bands, and
That's way
perform live.
easier. This shit's
And,
way easier.
well, yeah, because when I played in a band, if I fucked up a chord, you know, the bass player, the keyboard, the drummers, there's so much going on. It's like
Right.
you hit a bad chord and it's gone. That's it. It's gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta keep up. Now, if I hit 2 or 3 bad chords, that's really something else. But
Yeah.
one bad chord, it's gone. And but
But
with once, you
but
know,
with instruments where you could just kind of like you can ad lib and improv something over that until you can fix it or whatever, and at least till you finish out the song. But you don't have anybody when you're doing stand up. It's you.
right. Yeah. If you're I was opening for this, I was featuring for a headliner, and the headliner uh, decided he was going to do crowd work, and it did not go well
Oh,
because he picked on a guy who didn't have a leg, and
jeez.
the guy who lost his leg in Iraq, he was a vet, and so it just went downhill from there because
Yeah.
then he starts apologizing. He digs himself deeper and deeper and deeper into a hole, and
Yeah.
my wife looked at me and she goes, "Oh, he's not getting out of this. This is
He's
bad.
done.
He's done,"
You
and he
can't
did.
apologize after you start some shit. Like you have to
Right.
follow through with it.
And then the audience turned against him, and his last 10 minutes was him apologizing, trying to get the audience back, and he lost them. That's it. He never got him back. Uh, so I've, it's not. No, I'm not a fan of crowd work anyway. But if you're not good at crowd work, if you
Yeah.
don't know how to recover, um,
Right.
I mean that's one of the things that one of the first things that Christopher Titus said to me was, um, okay, basically you don't give up your control to the audience.
Right.
Don't give up your control to the audience. Those aren't the words he used, but it's been like 11 years, so that's the way I take it now.
Right.
You know, so like you said, you do your setup to one person, but your punchline to the whole audience.
Right. I was saw this interview with Carrot Top, and he made a reference. He met George Carlin, and
Right,
he was like he plays his whole set like twice or three times in Vegas, and Carlin basically said the same thing where like, you can't give up your vulnerability to the audience. Like you
right,
can't break. You
right,
got to keep that shit fresh and like you got to be on top of it. And so never cave or try to like be not subservient, but like, you always got to be firm and like just hold your own and don't try to like play to the audience, I guess, if
yeah.
that makes sense.
Well,
So
I don't. When people ask me about crowd work, I tell them I don't do crowd work. I do crowd control.
yeah.
So yeah, I'll interact with the audience, but they are always where I want them to be. I keep them where I want them, so I know where to find them. If I go off on a tangent, I know where to go. I know where my audience is. I know where to go back to find my audience, even if
Right.
because that's where I left them.
Yeah.
Um, so
Well, hey man, hey, I think we're gonna end it here. Do you want to
oh,
plug your
yeah,
show?
sure. Plug a podcast, and I'm saying our podcast is called What Makes Us Laugh. It's myself, GD Fenderson, and Alan Katz. For those of you who ever watched HBO's Tales from the Crypt,
Oh
um,
wow.
Demon Knight, I think Bordello of Blood, even though he doesn't like to talk about that movie because that movie was shoved down his throat. He didn't want to do that movie. He wanted to do a
Huh.
movie. Was it He wanted to do a movie called I think it was called The Big Easy. But
Oh wow.
at any rate, so he's the guy I work. What Makes Us Laugh is his brainchild, and they dragged me along for the ride. But he's got good chops. been in Hollywood for a while. And
That's very interesting.
And I Coffee with the Dog, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11:30. And on Sundays, it's the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Nice, man.
He's a character of mine. One of my characters. He has a church live Sunday mornings, 9 to 10. And if you look honestly, if you go there and you're looking for real religion, real salvation, it's called the Church of Last Resort for a reason. There are about 1 million other churches you can go to for real advice. And if you are upset by the fact that he cusses and swears and has bad taste in jokes, that he mocks people, then that's not the right place for you. But if you like it, if you like it, great, because I like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't keep doing it.
Right.
Let's see. Well, Done Way Past Funny is on hiatus right now. I'm going to be starting that up in January again. Done Way Past Funny. That's a show where I interview people who are in the comedy business. Past episodes are available on YouTube, Knob TV, on Roku, and on Spark TV. You can see past episodes there. Like I said, the new season will be starting back up in January. Check out my shows. My website is www.sogdfunny.com. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram. I say Instagram, but I don't do anything but shorts on Instagram. You're not going to see me do anything live on Instagram. It's just shorts. But just follow me wherever you can. I like the subscription, and if you reach out to me, I'll reach back. As long as you're not a dick. I'll reach out until I find out you're a dick, and then I stop.
Right. And then you cauterize that dick off.
That's right.
Well, great, JD Fenderson. Thank you for coming on Conversations, man. And I'd like to have you back on. Thanks for taking time out.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Now, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because it says right there, it says Frank, but on the Facebook it says Sean.
So I just use Frank Knocker is a fictional name. It's a character name for this other podcast I do. But my name is Sean. It's the show is the Conversations with Sean. So that's kind of it. I just do, and it's like with Facebook and all these all the social media, like you can't use your real name because either you don't want to or there's already somebody else with your name. So I just kind of like look for whatever, try whatever, just so I can have it because I've had so many.
I should have been calling you Sean the whole time instead of Frank, but
it's okay. It doesn't matter. Somebody else is going to call me something else, so it's okay.
Well, yeah. Okay, I was just curious because I saw the Sean. I was like, but it says Frank right there.
Right. Right. Thanks, man.
Sure.
But yeah, so hey, real quick, I like your voice too, and I have another podcast I'm like working on slowly. I might, if I see something in one of my characters, man, I might audition you for it.
Okay, no problem.
So
you know how to find me.
I do. But
all right.
Thank you, JD. You have a good day and have a nice Turkey Day tomorrow.
Oh, thanks. You do the same.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye now.